Okay, today we're taking a look at a nice little terminal user interface called timr-tui, which funnily enough is a timer built with a TUI. So we execute it just like this, and by default it displays a countdown timer, but we do have options for countdown timer, a kind of count up timer, pomodoro, an event kind of timer, and also just displaying local time. By default, left and right arrows are going to go through these different modes. So like I said, we've got countdown, we've got timer, pomodoro, with control left and right allowing you to go between work and pause modes in the pomodoro. I'm pronouncing that terribly, by the way. If you're Italian, I apologize. Event timer, which by default is showing the time since the release of Mario Brothers in Japan, but this is editable. I'll show you that in a moment. And then you can have it just display local time. This is really cute, and of course, it respects your terminal's theming, and it also respects the font size as well. That's what I've been increasing and decreasing that with Control Shift plus and minus. I'm on Kitty. Most terminals are kind of doing something very similar. So yeah, in the case of the countdown timer, we have the ability to change the style. Actually, all of them allow you to do this by pressing comma. There's various different ways you can make it look, which is kind of cool. I usually just leave it on the filled version. Full stop or period allows you to enable and disable decaseconds. And with colon, we can actually display local time at the bottom right there in a few different formats or disable it completely. S will start your countdown, and S again will stop it. And you have the option of resetting it with R, and you can also press E to edit it. And when you're in edit mode, most of the modes work the same. Left and right arrows move where your highlight is, and then the up and down arrows change the numbers. Once you're happy with what you're doing, you can press S. If you want to reject your changes, you can press Escape. Same goes for the timer here. You've got Start, Edit, and Reset for this one. And of course, this one's actually counting up, which is kind of nice. And you can, when you're stopping it, you're actually really just pausing it, and then starting it again will allow it to continue, and R will reset it. Pomodoro is actually the one that I use. I really, really like this. And this one again has S for starting and stopping, and control left and right allows you to go to the different modes. However, when you are to reset it, if it's run down to 0, you actually go to the next round. So the round counter is then keeping track of how many rounds you've done in total, which is really nice. Again, you can edit this. You can make sure that you've got the amount of work that you want it to do. And you can then also, I guess if we come out of edit, if we go into pause mode and then edit, we're now editing the pause mode. So nice and simple. Event is kind of cool because when we go to edit event, we of course can change the actual time that we're going to be in. But if we hit tab, we can go down and we can edit the text that's underneath. So we can decide what it is we're keeping track of there. And then you've got local time. It's all very cool. And Q takes you out of it. Now, that's all very cool, but this is something I won't go into detail in just now because this is a shallow dive. But I've got this all set up as a scratch pad in my default setup here in Hyperland, using Paperland or Piperland, sorry. So I've got Super Q allowing me to bring out my timer whenever I need it, just like that, which is kind of cool. So to install this, I guess many of your distributions are going to have packages for this, which will make it nice and easy. I'm on NixOS, and unfortunately timr-tui is not in the Nix packages repo. However, you see here, this is the GitHub for timr-tui, and they actually have a flake.nix, which makes this somewhat easy, because all we have to do, let me just take this out of the way. If I go and grab my actual config here, and again, let's bump those font sizes so people can actually read this. You'll see that I've defined as an input that GitHub repo, timr-tui, and I'm passing it here as an output. And I'm also passing it into my actual configuration. Frame1 is the name of my laptop. I'm using special args inherit timr-tui. And if I actually go to my home.nix, you'll see that I can then specify timr-tui packages, my system, default, and it will do a default build and installation of that package. So that was a shallow dive in timr-tui. Hope you enjoyed that, and have fun.